Tech It Out with Jessica Lee. I'm here with David Pirtle, who's the Director of Sales at ConnectWise. Welcome to the show, David.
Hey, Jessica, thank you very much for having me today. Appreciate your time.
Love to hear more about your world. I know you provide the technology to help the MSP managed service providers and other technology service providers to help them with the monitoring, the managing, and the transacting. In that world, it is definitely a growing area, um, but a big part of that requires a lot of security. So I wanted to get your thoughts on the innovation taking place, some of the trends you're seeing, and specifically around the security of that network.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the managed service provider space is, it's a huge and growing and thriving market. There's a lot of everywhere from very small entrepreneurial type shops up to very large private equity backed conglomerates at this point. I think you look at, the economy of the United States as well as around the world. There's a ton of small businesses, architecture firms, accounting firms, doctor's office, dentist office. They don't have their own IT staff, so they really rely on the managed service provider to take care of that network infrastructure, the hardware, and most importantly, the security of their business. And ConnectWise is committed to providing software and solutions to help that MSP community deliver those services to their end users and help secure and protect them.
Yes, and I know you talked about some of the security challenges for MSP service provider because not only do they have to protect themselves for their own sake, but because they are supporting the hundreds of clients. If their system gets hacked, then it opens the door to all of their clients. Is that correct?
That is correct. You think about what we would call either remote control technology or remote monitoring and management RMM technology. If you hack one local office, yeah, you get their data, you might get their information. If you can hack into an MSP, I mean, you can potentially get 40, 50, 60 customers worth of information. So MSPs are a recognized what we would call a threat vector. Even recognized up to the Department of Homeland Security, who's issued alerts to managed service providers about the importance of protecting them, protecting your own house, having your own sound security posture. And we take product security very seriously at ConnectWise because it even multiplies. If they can get into our cloud or into our instances, now they have tens of thousands of MSPs with hundreds of customers each. So you have to look no further than some of the headlines just this week with FireEye and SolarWinds. Some of the largest, most respected companies out there falling victim to attacks. If they're vulnerable, we're all vulnerable in this day and age.
Yeah, so walk us through the multiple approach to security.
Yeah, absolutely. So first, I think it starts with a sound fundamental security posture. That starts with good assessments. So you have to have the right controls, and you have to have the right education. We actually find you can have all the best firewalls, all the best antivirus, all the best security. It takes one email to the wrong person. They click the wrong link. Your whole network is locked. You're getting an email saying, send me 500,000 Bitcoin and you can have the password to get your data back. So security awareness training at the end user level has become extremely important as well because a lot of malicious links, it's a lot of human activity that opens up a lot of business to attack. You can have again as much security as you want. If you leave the front door unlocked, someone can walk right in. And that's changed a lot with everyone going remote. You have a lot of very large companies that are used to having very hardened sites, a lot of firewalls, a lot of security, a lot of procedure and process that used to contain that office environment. Well, now you have people distributed remote workforces all over the country. So the security really shifts to that endpoint level. You can't rely as much on global processes. you really have to secure at the endpoint level, have endpoint detection and response, even SIM, so that you can quickly remediate and recover. So having a sound backup policy is also really important, so that gosh forbid something does happen, you have your backups, you can get back up and running quickly. So it extends all the way through, even to have a sound, backup and disaster recovery process.
Right. I mean, I guess what you're saying is that there's no way for sure you can be 100% preventing it, but if you can really make sure that you're able to recover quickly, then that at least that minimizes the damage, right?
It does, and it really is about risk mitigation. It's hard to be, like you said, you can never be 100% secure, and the minute you are, a new virus is going to get written, a new method of exploiting your protections is going to get developed. Unfortunately, there's a lot of malicious actors, and even state governments. There's evidence coming out that the FireEye hack was the result of a state, essentially an attack, a weaponized attack by a foreign government. So
Mhm.
as soon as you secure something, a new threat's going to pop up. That's why that layered approach, having a sound process throughout, trying to set up multiple levels of protection, having those good backups as a final layer of protection is so critical. It even comes down to just basics like password protection, having two-factor or multi-factor authentication with your passwords, having people have to reset their password every 90 days so that they can't get that pulled off the dark web. All of those are, it sounds like fundamentals, but all important in a sound security posture.
David, there's been a lot of consolidation in the industry. Tell us about your own journey, because I know you guys have been acquired and you've acquired others too. What's going on?
Yeah, we have. I think you look at the MSP software space, not just ConnectWise, but SolarWinds, Kaseya, Datto, all private equity backed by some of the big firms. We were acquired last February by Thoma Bravo, a leading private equity firm in the space. They have a lot of software companies, even some MSPs in their own portfolio. Um, so that's been huge for us to get that backing. It's allowed us to put a lot into our own tools, but we've even acquired last November, we acquired Continuum, which was about 1,000-person company acquisition at the time, almost doubling our own size and footprint. We acquired IT Boost, documentation management tool. We've acquired just this year Perch and Stratazen to bolster out our cybersecurity offerings a little bit. Even before that, in the Continuum space, they had bought BrightGauge, they had bought Carver, which was a cybersecurity SOC. So there's a ton of that going on the MSP software side, but it even extends very much to the MSP space itself.
David, I want to talk to you about the talent pool, recruiting, retaining. I know you've concentrated in certain markets, but now that we're all working from home, how has that changed in your approach to recruiting and retaining talent?
Yeah, it's been an interesting change. I mean, we've all been physical at ConnectWise for many years. Our main headquarters is in Tampa, Florida. We have offices in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Seattle, Washington, Raleigh, North Carolina, London, Sydney, Australia. So we have a wide physical presence, but we've always kind of been relegated to recruiting in those local environments. So this embracing of a remote workforce, I mean, from a sales perspective, I've hired people in Michigan, Chicago, Atlanta, Canada. It really has freed us up to go find talent from other markets and try to take advantage of that. Now, on the flip side of that, there's always two sides to every coin. It's allowed. We were kind of insulated in some of these markets. We can predict salary bands for Tampa, Florida. It's tough when a company from New York, California, Washington, Dallas, they can probably come into our market and offer what was a good rep for us in Tampa, maybe potentially some more money than is comfortable for our budget. So we've had to compete with some of those new pressures of some people coming in and being able to toss some money at some of our better reps, which puts pressure on us. But we've been able to, come back and find some excellent talent in some underserved markets as well that I think will really benefit our team.
Yeah, one tip I got from another sales leader is that he has found having clear career growth plans laid out for the reps, that it makes them more motivated to stay and makes them a lot more positive in being part of a team that is looking out for their own growth and not just the company's growth. So that has actually lowered their turnover significantly.
Yeah, it's been interesting. I mean, we've all pretty much sat in the same row, in the same building, in the same floor. And I think ConnectWise has had a pretty cool culture. I've been with the company almost 7 years, and it's a very fun place to work. You make a lot of great friends and relationships. So it's been interesting having to transition all remote and keep some of those motivators going. But I think clear career pathing, clear goals, clear expectations, it comes down to the basics of the importance of having one-on-one meetings and having an active team meeting and really investing in your reps. I find challenges where you used to have a little bit of banter, of just water cooler talk, as they may say. And now I feel like anytime I reach out to a rep, they feel like it's always for something, like I'm always about to ask something, or I have a question. So it's important just to try and keep some of that small talk out there, just so it doesn't feel like it's always work. You got to kind of keep the fun in the business a little bit. We're doing a little virtual Secret Santa, holiday happy hour next week as a team, just to try and break it up a little bit. But it's also, in the real world, it's had to impact the way we recruit, the way we hire, the way we train and onboard new reps. It's really kind of shifted that paradigm a lot as well.
In coaching has been shifted to completely digital, and the innovation in that enablement space has been very strong. So, I mean, I can see that a lot of this change, a lot of the changes in our behavior, in the technology we deploy, will remain strong even after the vaccine's been distributed to everybody.
Yeah, I think we could all be vaccinated and we're probably still going to stay remote. I think our company has made the decision that it's been profitable. We've shown resilience. We've shown that we can still be efficient and survive in this world. So if that's, why not take advantages of the remote capabilities if we can? So, I think we're starting to go through a process where we're starting to reduce some office space footprint and adopt a permanent work remote culture in some of our departments, specifically sales. So we're rebuilding our, you know, the way we do business, again, recruiting, training, onboarding, mentorship programs, having a clean 90-day plan so that we can make sure that instead of bringing a person that's worked for us for 3 years, promoting from within, managing them when they sit 5 feet away, well, how do you bring somebody into a quota carrying role 100% remote and set them up to where they can be successful? We've done some specific things to help enable them.
Do you want to share some of that enablement best practices with us?
Yeah, I think it starts in the onboarding, or even in the interviewing process. So we recruit good talent. We do a quick screen, but we've embraced what we call a presentation style interview, where we have them do a 30 to 45 minute kind of mock presentation setting on our products, where they're trying to sell various leaders, and we're pretty tough on them. We grill them pretty good. We try and make them ask questions. We try and press them on some things and try and create that live situation so you can get a feel. Sales reps are pretty savvy. If you allow them, they'll get through a 30-minute interview and convince you that they're pretty good at their job. So we've had to kind of find some creative ways to cut through that noise. In the onboarding, we have a very clean 90-day plan now with a fully laid out, talk to this person day 1, day 2, day 3. They have a 2-week boot camp that they go through, 8 hours a day with content across products, sales methodology, interdepartmental communications, to get them set up for success. And we've instituted a mentor program where, for a 90-day period, they can work deals with some of our more senior reps. They do a 50-50 revenue share on the commission so that the senior rep has a little bit of skin in the game and is motivated to help that new rep onboard. And just trying to figure it out a little bit as we go, but at least trying to take some steps to ensure that when we bring people into these roles, they have a good process that's going to make them successful.
Cool. Are you hiring?
We are hiring. We're building out a couple teams specifically on the partner development side. Our account managers for they unfortunately have come to a role where they have become pretty reactive. Hey, I need one user add-on. I need 50 more agents. Oh, I want to swap this thing for that thing. I want to upgrade to this new plan. I need to renew this agreement. So they have a lot coming at them. We're going to try and flip that script. We're going to try and get these people to be able to be a little more proactive, business focused, doing quarterly check-ins, and we're putting a lot of enablement back into the partner base. We're trying to do a lot more sell through. We're trying to enable our MSPs to sell more, sell better, sell our technology to their end user base. It can't all be acquired just through signing new logos. There's only so many logos out there. So we're going to put a concentrated effort into trying to help our partner base grow, develop, become more mature, put some marketing development funds out there, supply them with training and enablement materials so that they can be better stewards of their own businesses and grow. And through that, we would get hopefully some organic growth with them.
Excellent. Sounds like you have a lot ahead of you, and you've got the backing of a large private equity. You're doing well. And so great to have you on the show to share what's going on. And thank you so much for talking to us.
Yeah, Jessica, I appreciate you having me. I hope it was beneficial to you and your audience. And I'm out there. I'm on LinkedIn, David Pirtle, Pirtle. So if anybody wants to connect and share some of the things they're doing and speak a little bit further and strategize a bit, I love networking and connecting with people. So please do feel free to contact me at any time.
There you have it. Check it out with Jessica Lee, David Pirtle from ConnectWise.